Can you hear me? If you are speaking, I cannot hear you. Yeah, I do not hear a single sound.
Hello.
Yes, now I can. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe there's something wrong with your setting, I guess. Yeah. Okay. How are you today, Tristan? Are you good?
I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yes.
Okay. Good, good. Okay. By the way, this is our 24th meeting, and basically we have 3 agenda that we need to discuss. Yeah. Number 1, we will have a little review for grammar. Yeah. So we will review 3 here. Well, not all of them, yeah, because we don't have, of course, we won't have the time, right? So just going to choose some of them, yeah, especially the one that you need to deal with grammar instead of vocabulary. So like number 2 here, this is vocabulary. We can just skip this. Only some of them, yeah. And then the second one, we will have a speaking test, Tristan. The speaking test here, I will take it from IELTS questions, yeah. But this is still, of course, general. Don't worry. We'll be talking about holiday, yeah, for the speaking test. And then the last one, we will have the listening section for the final test. Okay. So this meeting, you will have listening and speaking. And then the next meeting with Miss Cecile, you will have the other sections. So it means you will do grammar, reading, and writing in the next meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So for today, we're going to have only listening and speaking. Yeah, only those 2 for your final test. Okay. Let's have a little grammar review then. Now, yeah, we're going to skip the vocabularies, yeah, because our focus is grammar review. Let's just move on to number 6, Tristan. Here, if you see these 6 sentences, they are all in active sentence, right? So I need you to rewrite the sentences in the passive sentence. Do you know how to do it? I mean, have you learned about this? Active sentence and passive sentence? Tristan? Have your teacher, your previous teacher, taught you about this? You're still muted. Okay, connecting. Okay. Okay, connecting. Yeah. Okay, connected. Have your previous teachers have taught you about this? Have your previous teachers taught you about this, Tristan? Passive and active sentence. Hello? I cannot hear you again.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I think not yet.
Not yet, yeah. Okay then. So let's just choose other practice, yeah. Not active and passive. Okay, we can just do number 7, Tristan. There are 10 questions here, yeah. This is about conditional sentences, the one that we did last week, yeah. Now, please, would you please answer all 10 questions? Okay. Just put it on the chat. Or maybe because we don't have much time, let's just do it orally. Starting from number 1. If you fix my laptop,
B.
I'll fold your clothes for you. Yes, that's conditional, yeah. Conditional sentence number 1, right? Conditional sentence 1, I'll fold. Good. Number 2, don't worry, but
B.
I might not be in touch. Okay. Number 3, if you want your own computer.
A.
Good. Yes, this is imperative. Number 4, I'm not sure if I can come out on Friday.
B.
B, I might well, yeah. This is the correct word order. I might well be short of cash by then. 5, your files are available anywhere there's an internet connection. Is this 0 or first? Your files are available anywhere there is an internet connection, blah blah blah.
I think it's A.
Is it A, present tense, or B, future tense? If you use, yes, it's A. Good. If you use cloud storage, yeah. Okay, now number 6, we're not sure, but our school. Which verb is correct? Should we use will or might? Mm-hmm.
A.
Will buy. This one is B actually. Might buy a 3D printer. Why? Because if you can see here, we're not sure, right? And then we can use might if we're not sure. I'm not sure, but probably he might buy a new TV, for example. So might here is better, yeah. In terms of meaning, of course, but both of them are grammatically correct, yeah. But in terms of meaning, might, this is more natural, yeah. He might buy a 3D printer. Number 7, give me a call around 10 p.m. Which one?
B.
Okay, good. I won't be doing anything by then. Number 8, I can never remember numbers.
A.
Okay, I'm going to forget my pin. I'm gonna forget my pin. If you go now,
A.
you'll definitely be in time. You might definitely be in time. You will, it means this is still, we still cannot be sure, right? If you go now, you might be in time. Probably you might be in time. So this one is better, eh? B, you might definitely be in time. But yeah, then again, A is also correct in terms of grammar. Yeah, in terms of grammar, that's correct. But B is just more natural. Number 10, this time next week. This time next week, blah, 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 on the beach.
B.
B, yeah, I'll be sitting on the beach. Good. Okay, so that's it for number 7. Let's move on to number 8. Complete the conversation with the correct form of the verbs, the present perfect or the present perfect continuous. I guess you have learned about these two, right? Present perfect and continuous. Present perfect continuous.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. With Mrs. Hill or with previous teacher?
Previous teacher.
With the previous teacher. Okay. Hopefully you still remember. Yeah. This is a review of what you have learned so far in this class. So let's do number 8. Yeah. Please complete the conversation here with the correct verbs. The word that you should change in the brackets here. Yeah. Okay. Start from number 1. I'm so sorry. Blah blah blah. You a long time. Should we use present perfect or present perfect continuous?
Have you
Have you waited or have you been waiting a long time?
been waiting?
Okay, have you been waiting a long time? And then LOD, well, I, blah, 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 here since 6.
I've been here.
Yes, that's good. I've been here since 6. Continue with Luis. You should also read it. Yeah, yeah, I.
I have made.
I've made this journey loads of times. Okay, and then LOD number 4. I
have tried.
have tried to call you too. Okay, why didn't you answer? My battery?
My battery had run out.
No, we don't use past tense here. We don't use past perfect, only present. So what's for number 5 then? My battery has run out or has been running out.
Has run out.
Has run out. Good. Well, I can see you.
I can see you have been running.
Continue. So sit down and relax. The good news is that I, blah, 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 already the tickets.
I have already bought the tickets.
Yes, I've already bought the tickets. Luis, nice one. I think the film
Has sold out.
has sold out now. That's good. Okay. Let's move on to number 9 here. Pick the 2 sentences without mistakes. Correct the mistakes in the other sentences. So I need you to recognize which sentence is grammatically incorrect among these sentences. Start from number 1. Let me know what you will do later. Is it correct or not?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, let me know what you'll do, what you will do later, right? That's the future. And then we will be having more fun if we take the train.
I think it's wrong.
So what should we change in that sentence? Which
We
one?
would have.
We would have more fun, right?
Yes.
Or maybe without changing the would, that's also fine, yeah. But we need to change this. We will have, right? Not will be
Yes.
having, yeah. We will have more fun, or we would have more fun. That's also fine. If that's the case, if you want to, you know, make a, like a conditional type 2, right? We can use we would, but this is still type 1, so I guess we will is still fine. Yeah, we will have more fun if we take the train. This is the condition. If here, this is the if clause. This is a conditional sentence 1. Okay, number 3, the party will be held at my house. The party will be held at my house.
I think it's correct.
Yes, will be held, yeah. For 3 of whole. Number 4, I have been learning to do this already. I've been learning to do this already.
It's wrong.
It's wrong? Okay, what's wrong with that? What should we change?
I think the bin should be used and change the learning to learned.
I've learned, right? Using the present perfect, right? Not
Yes.
the progressive. Yes, I've learned to do this already without been. Yeah, without been and without ing. I've learned to do this. I've learned with ed, of course. Yeah. Number 5. Finally, the show was began.
It's wrong.
Of
Change the
course.
was to has.
With has, yeah, has begun, and change the a into u, right? Not began. Began is verb 2. Begun is verb 3, right? So the show has begun. Okay, that's good. Number 6. I play football since I was a child. Is there anything wrong with that?
Change add have and played in the
Yes.
sentence.
Verb 3, yeah. At have before play, and then at the ed after the verb play. I've played football since I was a child. Very good, Tristan. Now number 7. Drop me a line if you can. Drop me a line if you can.
Uh,
Is it correct or not?
I think it's not.
What's wrong with that then? By the way, while you are looking for number 7, please wait for a moment, yeah. Okay, so what is it? If it's wrong, what's wrong with that?
I think it's wrong because maybe the arrangement is wrong. So maybe if you could drop me a line.
If you can, drop me a line. Drop me a line if you can. Well, actually, both of them can be, I mean, drop me a line if you can. This is also correct, right? If you can drop me a line, that's also fine, right?
Yes.
Because this is also 0. So I guess this is also correct, yeah? So I guess we have 3 sentences that is correct then. And then also number 7, yeah, because this is correct. There's nothing wrong with this. If we just change the order, then that's also fine. If you can, drop me a line. Or drop me a line if you can, that's also fine. So let's just keep it this way for number 7. Now number 8. What's wrong with this? If we go camping this weekend, we sleep in a tent.
If we go camping this weekend, we'd be.
Let's use conditional 1. If we go camping this weekend,
we'll be sleeping in a tent.
yes, but without be, yeah. We'll sleep in a tent, right? If we go camping this weekend, we will sleep in a tent, just like number 2 here, yeah. We will have more fun if we take the train. So this is only future tense. Yeah, we use future tense here. Okay, so I guess that's it for the grammar review, Tristan. Now what I want you to do is now we will have a speaking test, okay? I will stop
Okay.
share and let's have the speaking test. While you have the speaking test, please always turn on the, what is it? Turn on your mic, yeah, because I need you to automatically respond to my questions. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with the first part. Yeah, we will have three parts. Part one, this is just general questions. Part two, I will give you a topic and you need to talk about it. Part three, longer discussions. Okay, let's begin with home. Let's talk about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
Do you live in a house or what? Sorry.
Do you live in a house or a flat? Apartment.
I live in a house.
Which is your favorite room?
My favorite room is my bedroom because I can do my activities there and I can have my own privacy in my room.
Mhm. Can you describe it? Describe the room.
Uh, my room has a bedroom and two tables. One was for my brother and one is for me. But since my brother had gotten to college in China, so the table right now is empty. And I also have a like circular table. Usually we do our assignments there.
Mhm.
And I also have wardrobes, a mirror, and some books, and a wardrobe that is filled with my clothes that I usually wear, like for to go out to at home, and yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about films now. Do you enjoy watching films?
Yes, I do enjoy
Oh,
watching film.
all right. What kinds of films do you like most?
I like science fiction films and action.
Will you describe about it, about them?
Usually, science fiction films is more of like a thing, a category that like exists that defies science, or it's kind of like impossible with our knowledge right now. So it's like made up by humans, and it defies science. So usually, like dinosaurs live again, or maybe like lightsabers from Star Wars,
Mhm.
and monsters, and maybe like Godzilla and Iron Man and the Avengers. They're all science fictions.
Okay.
And action movies, they're usually like fighting and uh having a like combat scene every like few seconds. So I like the intensity of the film, and it's cool to like watch usually the main character to like fight fight the enemies and like not dying, so to get to their like goal or their uh destination, maybe like what
Mhm.
their main reason to fight them.
Okay. Now we're moving on to the last question. Are foreign language films popular in your country?
Yes, because people in Indonesia, they like to watch films from the West, or maybe like from Korea and China, because Korea and China, K drama or Korean drama and China's like dramas is also very popular in Indonesia, and many people especially the girls or the females, they tend to watch more of those because they usually like try to find the maybe the like handsome boys and things, so they tend to watch the K dramas and China dramas, and many people also like to watch films that uh, are usually using the language English as their language, like how they communicate in the film. They usually use English. So even though some of them may not understand, usually there's subtitles so they can still understand even though they don't know English.
That's fine. Okay, that's good. That's really good. We're moving on to the second section. Yeah, this is the second section. Hopefully you can see it in my screen. I need you now to describe a holiday you recently had, Tristan. It means you need to give a story to me, right? In simple past tense. You should address the following questions: where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it so much. Yeah. Of course, you can, you can prepare first what things you are going to talk about. Yeah. I give you 1 minute. Okay. And then after that, I will ask you to speak. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, Tristan, you can start speaking now.
A holiday that I recently had is I went to Jakarta with my family, but some of my family is already in Jakarta. So my dad and my mom and my sister is already in Jakarta. So I'm the only one who flew from Manado to Jakarta. So I went to Jakarta with myself, but later on I would have the holiday with my mom, my dad, and my sister, my older sister. What we did is we go out to the malls and we tried the new restaurants. We also had a staycation, so we uh, stayed at the hotel that my sister was working on. So we stayed there so that even though my sister is working, we can still meet her. And after her shift is done, we can also go out with her. I enjoyed it because I can meet my family again because I've been in Manado for maybe 2 months, so I haven't seen them for 2 months. And I enjoyed it because I can finally see them and spend time with them. And enjoy going out with them, even though it's not for like so long, but I can spend some time with them on my holiday. So I also enjoyed it because I like Jakarta as the city because I feel it's like very modern, even though the road is usually very busy. So anytime we try to go anywhere, the time just usually run out on the road. But I still enjoyed it because I enjoy looking at the skyscrapers, and I also like to use the MRT in Jakarta because I think it's easier, and I think MRTs are very efficient public transportation. So I enjoy using them because they are fast and they are also cheap.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, right. Well, before we move on, I would like to give you some comment. Your English is really good, Tristan. Yeah, in terms of speaking, you're really good. No comments on that. Yeah, but I would like to give you a comment on your grammar, I guess. Uh, if you take a look at the questions here, this is in simple past. Yeah, of course, I heard that you spoke in simple past most of the time, but sometimes you refer back to present tense because I can see my family, right? Uh, I the recent holiday that I had is okay. So if we talk about a simple a past event, of course we need to be consistent, right? In our tense, we should be speaking only in simple past tense, right? Like, but good. Yeah, I only heard some verbs that you miss that you still use a simple present. Okay, only that. Yeah, only that. Aside from that, your English is really good in terms of spoken English. Yeah, I have no further comments on that. Okay, let's have speaking part 3 now. So in the part 3 here, we're going to talk more about holidays and traveling. I would like you to give some opinions about some questions that I will ask you. Start from the first one. If you had the chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
If I had the chance to go anywhere, I would go to Japan because I like the cultures of Japan. I did a research on it, so
Hmm.
I know some of them. And I think Japan is like a very futuristic city and a country, and I think the people there, they are like very disciplined, and they're also very polite to maybe guests or to each others. They are also like very uh, cool, and I think they are like I think Japan is a very great country to visit because there's also some uh, maybe there's some places that is in Japan and not in other cities, not in other countries, such as maybe some of the like anime things because usually Japan has more of them because they apa because animes are in Japan, was made in Japan, so they tend to have more things to maybe sell, and I would like to see some of those things. And I also think Japan's technologies are very great and better than ours in Indonesia and some other countries too, because they are uh, very great at developing their technology. So they have better technologies than most of the countries.
Right. Okay. Which one do you prefer? Travel alone or travel with a lot of people?
I prefer traveling with a lot of people because by traveling with a lot of people, I wouldn't be alone to explore like the new country like Japan because I may not know some of the places, and in case if maybe I can like get lost or something, I wouldn't be alone because there's also lots of other people, and we can help each other to get ourselves maybe like back on track. So I think there's a lot more like the benefits. There's a lot more by going together rather than going alone.
Mhm.
And we can, I think also if we go together with many people that we maybe know or our family members, and I think it's going to be better, or maybe uh it would be a lot of fun if there's a lot of people, so we can maybe discuss with each other and we can do things together, not alone.
Okay, move on to the next question. Uh, why do you think some people like to travel alone?
They maybe like to travel alone because they don't like have any people to maybe ask, or the people that they ask don't want to go to that place. So some people tend to travel alone, but in some cases also those people just don't like to maybe socialize or things. They prefer to travel alone, so they just travel alone without asking for anyone to accompany them, so that they would maybe have their own privacy and they can do whatever they want alone.
Okay, now on to my next question. This is the last question. Do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
To modern travel,
Yeah, modern travel, modern ways of traveling.
like such as like the airplanes and things.
Yeah, maybe airplanes or maybe online taxi, Grab, Uber, something like that.
I don't think there's like many disadvantages. Like
Okay,
there's more of the advantages
okay. Tell them
in
then.
that. Like maybe if it's like online taxis, the many like drivers that maybe don't have work, they can instead like not waste their time and they can be like a online taxi driver, so many people wouldn't be jobless and they would have jobs. So it's like
Hello, Tristan? Okay, I can hear you again now.
hello.
Yeah, I can hear you again. Would you please repeat what you said, Tristan?
Okay, so for the online taxis, it's good to help people that are jobless because some people before online taxis were invented, they were jobless and they didn't know what to do because they tried to like apply to like many jobs and they weren't maybe accepted. So by online taxis invented, they can drive other people, and I don't think there's like a limit to them, to like the drivers, so
Mhm.
they would accept more. So many people wouldn't be jobless, and it's it's good. I think
It's good.
it's good for the world. And
Okay.
for planes, I
Mhm.
don't think there's any disadvantages other than maybe it um bad for the like environment or the nature because it can like waste many natural resources, and
Mhm.
so I think that's the only disadvantages of the plane. But the advantages, it can like travel people around the world at only maybe like a few hours, uh and it saves so much time rather than maybe of us going there, like maybe using a boat or a car maybe, or even walking. So I think it saves so much time. Even though we would have to pay for it, I think the money is worth the times the travel because there's no like traffics in airplanes, so we would get there uh fast. But
Mhm.
it can also be delayed because of like nature things such as like maybe bad weather or thunderstorms,
Mhm.
which would make the plane like cannot land on the airport. So yeah, so I think there are more advantages than the disadvantages.
Yes. Okay. That's great, Tristan. Right. Okay. So my comment is that I don't have that. I don't have many comments yet because I believe your English, spoken English, you're really good at it. You have a very good grammar, very good pronunciation. That's to start, and then you are also very fluent. Yeah. No, there is no considerable pauses. Yeah. No serious problems in your speaking at all. So I guess I can give you a high mark for this. Yeah. Of course, I have written some notes. So yeah, no problem at all with your speaking. Only, a bit problem on grammar, but that's that. Yeah, that's the only problem. Other than that, I don't think you have many problems at all. Especially considering you are still B2, right? You are still in the intermediate level, and then you already have a very good English. I believe you can be an advanced. Yeah, this is leaning towards advanced in my opinion. Okay, so for speaking, no problem. Yeah, very good. You have passed the speaking test, Tristan. Now let's move on to listening. So if you can see on my Google Classroom, I have posted a paper there. This one, yeah. I believe you can see the paper here. So the listening test consists of two audio. This is the first audio consisting 6 questions. This is the second audio, and you need to do 8 questions. And then you need to write true or false in this one. I'm going to play you the audio only once, yeah, per, what is it? Once per audio. So I won't repeat. And then you need to answer them. Okay? How would you usually answer listening questions, Tristan? Do you put it on a Word document or something else?
Yes, I would put it on a Word
Word
document.
document. Okay, please then. Now I give you time to prepare. Yeah, please write it down on a Word document. Please put your name on that. Yeah, put your name on that. Put your full name and then your level, B2 teens, and final test listening. Yeah, and then you need to submit it here. Okay, You need to submit it here. B2 final test, I put it there. I give you time. If you are ready, I'm going to play the audio. Please tell me if you're ready. Okay, are you ready, Kristen? Or not yet?
My word is like not working.
It's not working.
Yeah, because I'm not using my laptop, so I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Maybe can you find a piece of paper, Kristen? Write down your name on that piece of paper, and then you can just write your answer there, right? Number 1, maybe B, number 2, C, something like that. Write it down on a piece of paper, put your name there, and then put take a photo of it and send it to Google Classroom. What about that?
Okay.
Yes, okay. Just try to find a piece of paper. I guess it's going to make you easy also to do the quiz.
I don't have the paper now.
Okay, you ready? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Don't forget to write down your name there, yeah? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to play the audio. Please. Oh yeah, if you can, because there are 6 questions, it's better if you just write down the number first so that you can focus on the answer. Okay, let me play the audio. Good luck to you, Tristan. Wait, yeah. Okay.
Is working in the film industry a dream job?
Lots of people dream of working in the movie industry. I guess they think the excitement of the movie will become part of their life. And yeah, it's true. A career in the movies is very different from being in an office all day. But let me tell you, it's not a bed of roses by any means. First of all, you have to accept you'll constantly be scraping around for work. You might get a job for a few months, but then that's it. I've been in the business for 8 years, but even now there's no promise of a new contract after one ends. There are loads of talented, enthusiastic and qualified people in the same position.
What is it like to be on set during a film production?
Well, I can't speak for the people who are high up, but if you're in a junior role like me, you spend a lot of time standing around waiting for something to happen. But then, when something needs doing, it needs doing right there and then. So you can't just chill out with your workmates or wander off. You need to be acutely aware of what's going on and ready to spring into action the moment you're needed. No one wants to be kept waiting because they can't find you.
What can you tell us about the people you work with?
Yeah, the people. There are some fascinating creative characters working in the movies, but let's face it, there are some difficult personalities too. Creative people tend not to be very logical, practical, or organized. The successful ones are, but you'll have to work with a lot of scatterbrains before you can work with them. Literally everyone is bad-tempered and stressed, and you'll have to deal with people at their worst. I know I've snapped at people myself, but to survive in the industry, you can't take things personally. Not everyone can handle it though. I've known many highly talented people who have left because they had enough of all the drama.
It sounds a little doom and gloom, doesn't it?
Well, at the same time, when you're working on a film, you are part of a close-knit team for anything up to 3 months, and you'll get to know each other really well. And yeah, for me, that's one of the things I like about it. There's no kind of pretense. Politeness and respect go out the window very fast, and instead, you're free to be yourself. And for those few weeks, you are accepted as a part of a community, warts and all. That said, you have to put up with everyone else's quirks and bad habits. You need an open mind.
What is especially difficult when you start in this industry?
The first time you ever work on a film shoot, you will have no idea what's going on. There's a kind of language of slang words and jargon on set that is incomprehensible to anyone else. You don't pick it up at film school for sure, but you need to pick it up because if someone comes along and asks you to do something, they won't have time to explain what they mean. If you can't figure it out for yourself, they'll think you're useless, roll their eyes and ask someone else nearby.
Okay, Tristan, do you get all the answers? Do you get all the answers?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, no problem. No problem at all?
Yes.
No problem. Okay, very good. Okay, yes, you're good, yeah? So hopefully there's no problem. Okay, now we're moving on to part 2. This is about why English is so weird. Okay, I'm going to share the audio with you. Please wait. This is about history, a little bit about history of English. Okay. Here it is.
Why is English spelling so weird? It starts back around the year 600 AD, when Christian missionaries arrived in England with their Roman alphabet. They found the Anglo-Saxons, who spoke a Germanic language with different kinds of sounds like th and ch that Latin didn't have. So scribes came up with their own ways to write them. Over a long time, everyone finally settled on the GH for the ch. But there's no ch in thought anymore. The pronunciation changed. Over hundreds of years, ch turned to f in words like cough and enough, or disappeared entirely in words like though or thought. As those changes were getting underway, the printing press was invented, and that was great for the spread of written English. But unfortunately, it was also great for the spread of the spellings that printers had decided on before the pronunciation changes already in progress were complete. Other pronunciation changes that happened over this time period were the loss of certain sounds at the beginning of words, and an almost complete overhaul of the entire vowel system of English known as the Great Vowel Shift. As if that wasn't complicated enough, the French-speaking Normans had taken over in 1066, and French was the language of educated culture, courts, and universities in England for a few hundred years. Those years left their mark on English vocabulary and spelling. So, for the most part, the answer to why do we spell it that way is either because we used to pronounce it that way, or because that's how they did it in French. But sometimes we can't blame either of those things. In the late 1500s, English spelling had stabilized well enough, but some Renaissance scholars who were all fired up about classical Latin and Greek decided not to leave well enough alone. They thought the glory of the ancient world should be better reflected in the current one. They decided words like receipt, salmon, indict, and debt needed to put their Latin roots on better display, so they purposely added letters that no one had ever pronounced in English. They also found ways to connect words to their Greek roots and give them a fancier, classical look to replace homelier but more sensible spellings. And sometimes the classical craze went a little too far. The word island, for example, came from an Old English word iglund. It didn't come from Latin at all, and people were happily pronouncing it and writing it as island, until someone picked up an S from the Latin insula and stuck it where it was never meant to be. Finally, we have a whole bunch of words that we simply borrowed from other languages as is, including another later wave of French words that we left in their original spellings. English loves to borrow from everywhere. Sometimes we borrow from languages that bring their own silent letters and spelling issues, and they then become our spelling issues too. And sometimes we borrow the same word from two different places. That's what happened with colonel. We borrowed it from French, along with a lot of other military vocabulary in the 1500s. Back then they said it and spelled it as coronel. Later, English scholars started translating old Italian military treatises where it was colonnello. Time goes by, and, wouldn't you know it, people are spelling it the Italian way and pronouncing it the French way. Meanwhile, the French switched over to colonel in spelling and pronunciation. How boring is that? So there's a lot of blame to go around for the spelling situation we find ourselves in. You might not find any comfort in that the next time English sneaks up on you with another crazy spelling prank. But try not to get too mad at English. It's not an arbitrary meanie. It's just a victim of a complicated history.
Okay, that's the end, Kirsten. Do you have any problem listening to part 2? Because I believe this is a lot harder than the first part. No problem?
No.
No problem. Okay, that's good. Okay, now you have written down your answers. Now put it here. B2 final test, yeah?
Can I send it? Or maybe can you like send the Google Classroom link again to me, because I'm not on my original laptop, so I don't have the link in here.
Okay. I will send it after this then. So I guess I will turn off the Zoom first, yeah? And then I will send it here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, yes. Okay, thank you, Kristen, for coming, yeah? And you will see Miss Cecile for the final meeting. Okay? Thank you and have a nice day. And see you when I see you, yeah, Tristan? Thank you.
Thank you.